Welcome to Bullets, Pickler Wealth Advisors' monthly market update, where each month I'll break down the major economic and political activities happening in our world. No frills, no jargon, just the facts. Artistry and Advising series highlights Edward Hopper, whose paintings reflect the emotional landscape of modern life, often in its quietest moments. Did you know Hopper painted Nighthawks during World War II, a time of global upheaval? Yet the painting doesn't shout, it whispers. The late-night scene of strangers in a diner reflects the quiet endurance of people moving through uncertainty together. Remember, strength doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like staying steady and staying present through life's most uncertain hours. Looking back in the month of July, the Fed stubbornly refused to cut rates again. The battle between President Trump and Fed Chairman Jay Powell continued. The Fed Chairman used the issue of tariffs and the possibility of tariff-based inflation as reasons why the Fed once again chose not to cut rates. They also looked at some mixed signals on the jobs front. It also raised a lot of concerns about the political independence of the Fed. Much more to follow as we watch this ongoing political drama between Donald Trump and Jay Powell. Second thing we looked at was trade policy and the trade deals. We saw deals done with the European Union and Japan. And we also saw the end of the 90-day pause, but actually that could push back August 1. And there we saw many countries that had high tariffs that were imposed. We still are watching to see the ultimate impact of these tariffs that could take many months to manifest themselves. We also saw in the month of July the one big beautiful bill did in fact pass not only the Senate, but also had to go back to the House where it was ratified the changes made in the Senate. This bill was going to usher in an era of significantly reduced government. We certainly also are seeing the extension of the tax cuts and the very real possibility of some very significant market catalysts that could see the market move much higher over the next several years. We did see in the month of July that both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ closed at record highs, and we saw the continuation of a very strong earnings season for second quarter. As we look forward to the month of August, we will continue to watch for the economic impact of tariffs. We know that the month began with a major market sell-off that was due to the concerns about the implementation of tariffs on a widespread area. But we also saw concerns about the impact on corporate earnings, on profit margins, and possibly on inflation that may be brought by these tariffs. It's still a great debate. Are tariffs inflationary or are they long-term deflationary? We also will continue to watch the trajectory of inflation. After going through 3 or 4 years of significant inflationary concerns, will we be seeing a period of more stable inflationary numbers? We'll be watching it very closely for you. And we also will clearly be watching as we get closer to that September Fed meeting that I do believe there's a very decent chance that the Fed may actually begin the process of cutting rates. The longer the Fed keeps interest rates at what we believe are a restrictive level, it could raise the specter that at some point we could actually have a recession. And certainly we're going to continue to watch geopolitics because we're already seeing the issues with Ukraine and Russia. We know that during the month of July that in the Russia-Ukraine issue that the United States did in fact ship a large number of Patriot missiles, offensive weapons that could have an impact on this war. And we also know that come August 8th that there could be new sanctions imposed against Russia. Just when we think it may be a little bit quieter on the geopolitical front, something will raise its ugly head. We're also watching history. August is typically the worst month in a post-election year. On average, the industrials are down about 1.5% every year since 1950. And during that same time period, 75 years, the S&P 500 has been down an average of 1.2%. They always say that history doesn't always repeat itself, but in many cases it does rhyme. As we move to our artist quote, progress isn't always loud or fast. It takes patience, trust, and a strong sense of purpose. Edward Hopper. He once said that if you could say it in words, there'd be no reason to paint. Some things defy explanation and resist shortcuts. The most meaningful work unfolds over time, shaped by quiet persistence. Ladies and gentlemen, Once again, at Pickler Wealth Advisors, it's our family delivering solutions for your family. This is our passion. This is our purpose. Together we plan. Until next time, I'm David Pickler, and these are the Market Bullets.